Alright, I'm at YouTube and I'm going to read this message that was sent to me. It says, "Dear Vaughn, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the trolls deliberately cut out the story of how you met your wife at the bus station. Would you please reiterate that for a video so that we have it for posterity?" Yeah, I will, actually. I will do that. I wasn't going to do it, but you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because it's important that I do it. So yeah, I will do that for you. Alright. But before I do that, I have to back up and give you some history on, how that all came about. Alright. And by the way, this leads into why I will not become a Christian unless she walks through that door. Because I'm getting chided over that. I'm getting chided over the fact that, oh, well, you're setting conditions on God. No, God set the conditions a long time ago, and I'm going to explain. Alright. I married Pamela Sue. We both worked at a nursing home. And I married her. I met her at work, and we married. And, things were going real good with our marriage at first, and but as the days and months and years rolled on, things started to change. We tried to have children twice, and both of those children died, and it tore up me just as much as it did her when they died. Okay, especially with Clayton. But anyways, the point is that after a while she stopped touching me sexually. Pamela Sue did. In fact, she would go months at a time without touching me sexually. And somebody notified me, said, keep it to yourself, but we saw a stranger going into your house. And I'm like, oh really? And they're like, yeah, we saw some strange man going into your house. And I'm like, oh. Let me tell you something right now, gentlemen. All you guys listening. If a woman ain't touching you, she's touching somebody else. But see, I was young and stupid back then, and it didn't dawn on me at first. And I actually let that shit ride for months, And then finally somebody told me, said, well, we saw a strange man going into your house several times. And it's like, oh, okay. So my neighbor says, hey, we got a contracting job to do some finishing work on some bathrooms and some closets down in Florida. Do you want to go? I'll pay you. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to go. I need the money, right? So me and him went down to Florida, and I conveniently took the phones with me. And the reason why I took the phones with me is because she was calling him to come over, and so I took the phones with me so she wouldn't be able to call him. Alright, but she was literally sleeping with another man in my bed and using my telephone to do it. Alright, so and I will prove this later on in the story. But anyways, so me and him went down to Florida. We did that finishing work, and then I come back, and of course I got yelled at. You took the phones away from your wife, blah 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 blah. And I tried to explain to my mother as subtly as I could what was going on, but she wasn't hearing none of it, right? So, needless to say, Pamela whined to Mom, I don't have a phone. And she was right back to calling this guy over to the house to have sex with him. Alright. But anyways, obviously this led to the divorce. The two dead children and the fact that she was sleeping around on me obviously led to the divorce. And, so, that is when, the 25 years thing comes in, because I rededicated my life to Christianity, and it's like, okay, I need a wife. It's been a while now. I need a wife. I want to move on. Let's get serious about finding me a wife. And that was the time when I received that word. You have a great and glorious future that'll benefit all of mankind. And I believe I even saw JC, all right, or an angel or something. You know, it literally grabbed me by the chin and raised my face up, and I saw this bright entity. You know, call it whatever you want, I don't care. I know what I saw, and I wasn't hallucinating. But you know, and it's told me, it said, you have a great and glorious future that'll benefit all of mankind. All right. So, you know, but that, you know, so I said, well, you know, well, surely this means, you know, they're gonna, you know, God's gonna send me a wife, and I'm gonna have a lot of kids, and because I want a large family. I've always wanted a large family. My mother comes from a large family. My father comes from a large family. I always wanted a large family, always, and there's security in a large family. See, so you know, I'm like, well, this, you know, surely this great and glorious future means that I'm going to be remarried, and I'm going to have a lot of kids, and, you know, I'm going to have a wonderful life, etc., etc. And, you know, so days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. And I'm sitting there praying to the Christian God, begging him for a wife. You know, and it, you know, and I know it sounds like I sat in front of the TV set all those 25 years. No, I didn't. I had to work. I was working. I was going out places. I was going to the grocery store. I was out doing shit. You know, God could have put a woman in my path, but he didn't for 25 years. And in fact, not even my one-night stands were working anymore. Those all dried up. Okay? So I didn't have no one for 25 years. And then finally, in an act of desperation, I chucked it all out the window. I chucked Christianity out the window. I threw it in the trash. I said, "Forget this. If God is so weak that he can't even send me a wife, why the hell do I need to be a Christian, right?" So I chucked Christianity in a trash bag, can, and I went on SinglesNet, and I bumped right into Andrea. And no, I did not talk about conspiracy stuff on SinglesNet with Andrea. We did discuss marriage, children, sex, and various and sundry other things, but we did not talk about conspiracy shit. That didn't happen until she got here. Anyway, we were talking on SinglesNet. I did not have a paying account of SinglesNet. She did, so she had to communicate with me. But it was okay. She liked older men anyway. That's what she told me. Alright, so I'm like, well, you know, can you come up here? And she's like, I don't know, I'm having a hard time. I don't know if I can, you know. And I'm like, well, you know, now see, I remember 25 years, folks, I had been talking to women to try and get a girlfriend, a wife, anything at that point. And so after 25 years of waiting, I'm like, well, you know, Andrea, you're just like all these other women I talk to. You're never coming up here. You're just scamming me, or you're playing me, or whatever, and you're never ever coming up here. And she's like, yes, I will. I will figure out a way. I'm like, well, you know, I'll believe it when I see it. And then one day she calls me and says, I'm on my way. And I'm like, whoa, what? You're what? Yeah, I'm going to be getting off the bus in London. And I'm like, oh shit. So, you know, I got myself cleaned up and, you know, got everything ready to go, and got in the car and got up there at 3:30 in the morning, because I misunderstood when the bus was arriving. Because the bus didn't arrive till like 7 or 8 in the morning. So I was there from 3 in the morning to 7 or 8 waiting on it. Damn near missed it, because I thought I was going to oversleep, but I didn't. And naturally the bus would have to pull around to the other side of the building from where I was parked. So I had to start the car up, and drive all the way around to the other side where the bus was. And so I did that. And, you know, obviously the bus driver got out of the bus. He lifts up the doors on the bottom of the bus, and he's pulling out all these bags, right? Got the bags all piled up in a big pile. And so I'm sitting there in my car, you know, waiting to see if I could see somebody that might look like her come off the bus, right? And so I'm waiting there, and it was really funny because it looked like the bags moved, right? And I'm like, now, I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. I'm not hallucinating. But I could have sworn them damn bags moved. And I blew it off, actually. I said, well, maybe it was the wind or something, or maybe the bus driver bumped them or some shit, right? So I blew it off. But then they moved again. And it's like, Then they moved a third time. And it's like, okay, I gotta get out and I gotta see this, right? You know, stupid me. I gotta get out and see it. It could have been a monster or something for all I knew. You know, but I gotta get out and I gotta see it. I'm gonna throw caution to the wind. So I get out of the car. That's still, you know, the people are getting off the bus, and I didn't see anybody that looked like Andrea, right? So I got out of the car, and I go up to the mountain. Now, you understand, Andrea's only 4'11", okay? The bags were easily taller than she was, easily. All right, but anyway, I get out, and I go over to these mounted bags, and here's these two beady little eyes sticking out from these bags. And it was just so goddamn cute. It was just so goddamn cute. And I literally fell in love with her from that particular moment. In fact, not only did I fall in love with her, I actually picked her up and I twirled her around in the middle of the parking lot. I was so happy. Guys, you have no idea. I couldn't even get a girlfriend. I couldn't even get a one-night stand. I couldn't get nothing. Nobody. Nada. Zip. And now here finally is somebody back in my life. No more hugging a pillow no more. No more worrying about whether I would ever have anybody or not. You know? Because there she was. And I was just absolutely elated. And I fell in love with her. It was just so goddamn cute. You know, her peeping from behind them bags was just so goddamn cute. And I fell in love with her right then, man. I really did. And she's like, what are you doing? You know, everybody's watching. I said, I don't care. And I told her that. I said, I don't care. I didn't tell her I fell in love with her, though. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. Maybe that's what I done wrong. I should have told her right then and there that I fell in love with her. Maybe that's where I fucked up. But anyway, point is, I picked her up and I twirled her around in the middle of the parking lot. There was this one particular guy. He was a black dude. He was sitting there looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You know? But I don't care. I didn't care. You know, I had found me somebody finally. I was in love and I had found me somebody. But I did. I literally fell in love with her right then and there, man. Bam. It was just so fucking cute, her peeping from behind them bags, you know. And she brought the ungodliest amount of shit with her when she come here. She did. But, you know, it's a shame, guys. It's a shame because she's out there believing that I never loved her. The trolls on YouTube have literally brainwashed her into thinking that I don't love her. And that is a sin. That is a sin. Yes, even if you're an atheist, it's still a sin, damn it. But I mean, seriously. And she has actually been brainwashed into thinking that I don't love her and that she doesn't love me. And that is wrong. That is fucking wrong. Well, Von Helton, it ain't illegal. Well, it might not be illegal, but it sure as fuck is immoral. And as a matter of fact, it is illegal. It's called criminal coercion. Look it up. It is illegal. And the trolls are going to find out just how illegal it is, too. But anyways, the point is that she's running around telling everybody that I never loved her, and that's a goddamn lie. And she's running around telling everybody that she don't love me. That's a goddamn lie, too. Because you never, ever stop loving someone. I still have feelings for Pamela. Okay, you never stop loving someone. That's a goddamn lie. You might have conditions where you don't want to be with that person, but you don't really stop loving someone. That's a goddamn lie. Alright? But Andrea is believing this shit because it's been pounded into her head for the last 4 years. You gotta leave your husband. He's dangerous. He's this. He's that. You gotta leave your husband, Andrea. You gotta leave your husband, Andrea. You gotta leave your husband, Andrea. Pounding it into her head for 4 years. Well, Von Helton, she could have clicked that little red X and not listened to what they say. Yeah, she could have. But you know what? She's young. She's impressionable. She's naive. She is not a kid. Quit that shit. That's stupid. Does she have a mall mentality? You know, the 18, 19-year-old mentality of going to the mall all the time and buying a bunch of shit? She's got that mentality, but she's not acting, you know, somebody said, well, she's just got the mind of a child. No, she doesn't. She was an honor roll student. She does not have the mind of a child. She has the mind of about an 18, 19-year-old, I give you that, because she wants to go to the mall. She wants to go out here and spend money like water. But that doesn't mean she's a kid or a child. Alright? Anyways, point being, is that from the time I saw her in that mound of bags, I fell in love with her. And I'm still in love with her right now. And it's just a goddamn shame that a bunch of fucking assholes on the internet ruined my fucking marriage. Now, were they the only reason? No, maybe not. You're right. Maybe they aren't the only reason. But they sure as fuck are implicated. They sure as fuck had a hell of a lot to do with it. But she needs to come back home. But she's got a social worker talking into her ear. Oh, honey, you don't need to go back to him. You don't need to go back to him. And Andrea's too stupid to realize that everybody that is talking to her is her enemy. And they want to destroy her marriage. They want to destroy her life. They want to put her in harm's way. And Andrea does not understand that. See, I've been 20 before. I made a shit ton of mistakes when I was 20. And I've tried my level best to protect Andrea and to not let her make those mistakes. And I'll be goddamned if now she's going to be out there on the streets making the same fucking mistakes I made. The same fucking mistakes I made. She's making the same mistakes I made right fucking now. And she's going to get hurt. She's really, literally going to get hurt as a result. Because I made those same mistakes. But see, nobody gives a fuck. That's the point. The only person that gives a fuck about Andrea is me. Nobody else gives a fuck. Not even the judge cares about Andrea. To the judge, all Andrea is court case number 149 out of 160. And that's even that social worker, she don't give a shit about Andrea. Andrea's just a number too. I don't know what kind of, I guess some kind of like stock number or something that they use. I don't know what kind of system they use. And Jerry sounds like he's moving the furniture, so I gotta go. But anyways, nobody gives a shit about Andrea except me. I am it. I am the only one. All these people having cyber sex with Andrea, they're not having cyber sex with Andrea because they are attracted to her. They're not having cyber sex with Andrea because they love her. They're not even having cyber sex with Andrea because they want a piece of ass. They're cyber sexing with Andrea because she is my wife and they know it hurts me and it hurts her. That's why they're doing it. But see, Andrea doesn't understand that. She doesn't grasp that concept. She doesn't understand. And nobody in authority will sit down and explain this shit to her. They won't do it. Why? Because they want her marriage destroyed. They want her life destroyed. They want her to go out here and take risks and end up getting hurt or maybe even killed. Because they don't give a flying fuck. She is just another number to them. Let's be honest here. Let's put all the cards out on the table here. And I know some people are going to try and get pissed off at me. Well, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm telling it straight. I'm telling it like it really is. She is nothing but a fucking number. And when that divorce is final, they ain't going to remember her from Adam. They're not going to give two shits about her ass. And she's going to go out here and she's going to get hurt. Just like I did. But oh, we gotta destroy that Von Helton's marriage. We gotta destroy it. What the fuck? Why are they so obsessed with destroying my marriage? Well, doesn't anybody have a pair of balls strong enough to go and ask these motherfuckers on YouTube, hey, why are you so fucking hardcore about destroying this man's marriage? What the fuck gives with that shit? Why do you hate this man so much that you would destroy his marriage and leave them children back here without a mother? People need to start asking questions on YouTube. Hard questions. But everybody's fucking ballless. I ain't gonna get involved, man. I'm not gonna get involved, man. Maybe you should. Maybe if people were on these trolls' ass a little bit more, back then, I wouldn't be going through this shit now. You think? Right, Mr. District Attorney? Yeah, everybody's got a piece of this pie. Ain't nobody got clean hands on this shit. Even I myself will admit that maybe I should have spent a little more attention to her. Gave her a little more attention. Maybe I should have. You know, I'm willing to bend that. But I never abused her. I never hurt her. I never threatened her. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. But see, Andrea didn't know what the fucking EPO was. They talked her into getting that goddamn thing. And they knew it would ruin my life. They knew it would. Just like they knew that when they talked her into converting to Christianity, they knew it would cause strife in my home. Because I'm a pagan, she's a Christian, we would be unequally yoked, and it would cause strife in the home. And they knew it. That's why they compelled her to become a Christian. That's why they did that shit. That's why they wanted her to go down here to this church and be a Christian. Because they knew it would cause strife in the home. And they deliberately told her, said, now don't tell James about this. Make sure you don't tell him. He wouldn't understand. Yes, I do understand. When you're unequally yoked, it causes all kinds of havoc. Like, say, wanting to celebrate Easter 3 times in a row. For you, so Pete. Anyways, the point is that I do love her. I did love her from the moment I saw her. From the moment she got off of that bus, I fell in love with her. I did. And it's a shame that these fucking trolls are going to get away with destroying my marriage, because they shouldn't be allowed to get away with it. They shouldn't. They need to go to jail. According to the Old Testament, every one of them should die. And speaking of the Old Testament and New Testament even, where is a woman's place according to the Bible? With her husband. Oh, so if Andrea really is rededicated her life to Christ and has become, is serious about being a Christian, then she needs to come home. Because if she doesn't come home, she's violating the Word of God. How many people in her church told her that little story? None, I guarantee it. None. But anyways, that's enough. I've rambled on. I don't know how long this damn thing is. Probably a fucking hour by now. But anyway, I got to tend to Jerry anyway. He's back here moving the furniture. But anyways, I wanted, like this email says, for some reason they omitted the story of me meeting her at the bus, because they didn't want Andrea to hear that I loved her. Gee, isn't that interesting? Alright, anyways, that's all I got to say. Y'all have a pleasant day and better tomorrow. See you.